What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. My name is Luka and today we're going to be talking about this flash. This is Neewer Q4 Pro. Neewer sent me this light for review and to test it out to see how it works. No money exchange hands and I get to keep the light at the end of the review. Actually, I already made one video with it. I actually did a photo shoot in this same studio. The link is going to be right here. I shot photos with Joanne right here, and this flash actually worked really well. Now first let's start with design, because I feel like design is way different than any other light on the market and I feel like we should talk about it. As much as I know Neewer won IF award for design for this light, and I understand why. It's very cute, very different than anything else on the market, and they have this handle on the top is going to make it very easy to carry it around and kind of turn it on the stand while you're using it. So I feel like I have no issue with design, to be very honest. This is a 400 watt power light that is aimed for the portraits, weddings, any kind of outdoor on the location shooting, so you don't have to carry big batteries and stuff. Everything is kind of fitting into one compact body. Light itself weighs 5.7 pounds or 2.5 kilos from my friend from South America, and also it's equipped with a Bovens mount. Now Neewer knows the Bovens mount is probably the most used mount in the whole world for sub boxes, so this opens your whole world of cheap to high-end sub boxes that you can add to this light and use it. Raw power output of this light is 400 watts and it has enough power to kind of overpower the sun if you're shooting in the middle of the day. Also, the recycle time on the lowest power is 0.01 second and on the highest power is 1.2 seconds. What that means is that if you're shooting on the highest power, it's going to take 1.2 seconds to recycle and get enough power so you can shoot again. Just like all other modern flashlights on the market right now, Q4 Pro also has HSS. If you don't know what HSS is, it's a high-speed sync. What that means is that you can still use flash with some ridiculously high shutter speeds. This one goes up to 8,000 of a second. If you ever use flash in your life, you know the convenient regular flashes go up to 1/250 of a second. High-speed sync is allowing you that you can freeze the motion and actually get that nice and a clear flashy look from your photos with this light. There's also a freeze mode which drops flash duration to a blistering 1/28,570 of a second, which is going to allow you to freeze some crazy motions like water splashes or flying fabric. Now when it comes to the battery, it's right here on the side. You can actually pop it out like this, take it out and charge it, or you can plug it straight into the AC power and use it inside the studio if you don't want to use the battery. But if you decide to use the battery and shoot outdoor on a full power, it's going to give you between 325 and 400 shots, which I think is a lot from one battery and one flash if you want to shoot everything continuously. Now the modeling lamp on this light is about 30 watts. It's an LED light and it's a 5600 kelvins with a CRI of 95. What that means is that in the worst case scenario, if you need to shoot a video, you can still use modeling lamp on this light. With 30 watts, it's going to give you enough light that you can get some B-roll to kind of fill up the shadows in a worst case if you need it. Even though this is a photo light, you can still use it as a video, which I think is awesome. Now the best thing about this light that I realized as soon as they sent me an email about it is that this light doesn't have to be used by itself. It doesn't have to have its own system. You know, the whole point of this light is it's cross-compatible with Godox, which means that you can treat it just like any other Godox flash. You set up the channel, you're gonna set up the group exactly like same on the Godox flashes, and it's gonna trigger with all the other flashes. I feel like Neewer knew what they were doing because they know that people are not going to buy their own flashes just to make a system out of them. They're going to integrate them in their own Godox system, because I feel like Godox is one of the most used systems in the world right now. If not, tell me in the comments. I'm going to try to pull some data and put it like right here. I think this is great because now I can integrate this with my flashes. I have 600 and 400. This is great third light to jump into the setup. Now, we already talked about the design. I want to talk about the back of the light. Back of the light has this big screen that's going to show you all the necessary information from your channel to your group to the power, everything. And it's also color coordinated, so if you're like running and you want to look at the light to see what is the group and channel, it's going to be right here with color so you can easily recognize it. Now another feature that is on this light is that they have an app. App is going to allow you that you can change all of your settings on the go without needing to go to the light and actually press the buttons and change stuff on it. I think it's very convenient. You can actually fire the flash from the trigger on the phone. The only cool thing is that if they could do the same as Pro Photos, so you can plug this into your phone and actually take a phone with flash photos, I think that would be great. At some point they might integrate it, so Neewer, take a hint, I feel like that would be a great shot for the market. Now, if you want to use this light with Godox, there is a one thing that you have to change into the menu, and it's actually quite simple. You're going to press the menu button, you're going to scroll down until you see RX Compat. All you have to do is turn it on. Once it's on, you can use your any Godox trigger and actually use it with this flash. Now, Neewer did make their own trigger, which I think it's very cute, it's very small, and it has a really nice and colorful screen. It's going to show you all the information. It's also touch screen, so you can move stuff around. Really cool. But again, if you have a Godox trigger with your Godox flash, you really don't need it. You can use your regular Godox trigger with this flash. I feel like that's the best selling point of this light because it's just so easy to integrate into your Godox system if you already have plenty of them. Now let's talk about a price. This flash costs $450, $60, something like that. Godox equivalent AD400 is $520, which means that you're technically saving about $70 if you don't want to go with Godox and you decide to go with Neewer. How many people are going to decide to do that? I'm going to leave it up to you. All right, let's talk about pros and cons now. I'm going to do the pros first because I feel like there's a lot of them. I like design. I really like it. I love how this looks like. I love how they made it. It's totally different in the market and it really stands out. Another cool thing is the cross-compatibility with Godox, which I think it's an amazing thing. It's going to make a lot of people more think about getting this light because now they can just integrate in the system. One thing that I really don't like when it comes to cons is that screen looks a little bit kind of low res and sometimes can be a little bit laggish. Another thing that you can do is use Neewer trigger to trigger Godox lights. So which means that if you're using this with Godox, you can only use Godox's trigger and not this. This is not going to trigger any Godox lights for you. So you have to decide what you're going to do and which trigger you're going to bring with you. Also, the trigger does not have batteries. It's only USB charged, so you have to keep that in mind. You have a shoot and your battery is running out. You don't have an option that you can pop the batteries. You have to charge it in and then go back and use it. Now, one cool thing about the trigger that I noticed is that it has this little cute lock button, which means that once this goes into your hot shoe, you pull it down, it kind of locks itself in the hot shoe so it doesn't fall out or damage itself, which I think is kind of cute addition of design. On the side here, we have a USB-C, which is going to be here so you can update your firmware on your light, and there is also a trigger slot right here for your cable that you can trigger it manually from your camera if you're not using wireless triggers. Now, would I buy this for myself? Funny enough, I was actually eyeing this light before Neewer reached out to me because I just love design and how it looks like. Another thing, it comes in this really cool, pretty big bag that is going to keep your light safe. It comes with a power adapter that you're going to use to charge your battery and a little strap. I feel like this is a great package. It's a great deal. They could be better on the price. I feel like they are really close to Godox's price, so I feel like it's very compatible area. If they would be below $400, I feel like that would be an amazing deal to get. With $450, $60, they're getting really close to Godox territory, so I feel like there's gonna be a really decision making for you guys if you decide to go between Godox and this. I'm gonna leave that up to you, what you're gonna prefer to get, but for me, this is a great light. I'm gonna keep on using this. It's gonna stay here in the studio, so if you guys ever come to rent the studio, want to use it, this light is going to be available to you to use it. So I feel like this is great. 9 out of 10 for me. There's little small things that need to improve in future, but for now, this is a great piece of equipment. This is it from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.